What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Today I'm very excited to check out Roll for Deluxe Edition from Calliope Games. It is for 2-to-8 players, ages 8 plus. It'll take about 20 to 40 minutes to play. And in Roll for Deluxe, as you can probably guess, you're going to be chucking dice, trying to make the symbols on your dice match the symbols on the table so you can score delicious victory points and try to win the game. It's a super light game, but is it super good? Let's open it up and check it out. Alright, then we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Roll for It Deluxe. So first and foremost, I do want to mention this comes in a tin. It's a very, very nice raised edge tin. Very nice. Inside that tin, we're going to go over the components that will go into the gameplay. So in Roll for It, what you're going to do is you're going to be rolling die, trying to match numbers on different cards, and if you can do that, you're going to score X amount of victory points, depending on what it says on the card. And the first person to get to 40 points is going to be the winner. So first and foremost, we got a handy dandy rule booklet. It's 6 pages, double-sided, full color. And it's very nicely done. It will have you up and running in no time at all. It's an extremely simple game, so I can probably teach it to you right now. So let's get into the components. So first I want to mention there's this really, really nice drawstring bag. Now this blows, like Love Letter or Lost Legacy out of the water. It is absolutely top-notch material, raised felt. It feels good. This is an outstanding bag, and you won't be using this for the game. And when I originally opened this, I was like, why do they have this bag? And then it dawned on me that everything, aside from the rule booklet, will fit into this felt bag, so you can carry it in this bag instead of in the tin if you want to do that and make it just a little bit more compact and portable. So that's really nice of them to include that in there. So that's really cool. So next you're going to get dice, and more dice. You're going to have 8 different colors. You're going to have 6 dice for each one, and as you can see, they're very nicely done dice. They are smaller than your standard, D6 that you'd be rolling in Vegas or something like that, but they're still very, very nicely done dice. Next, you're going to get Roll for It Deluxe cards. They're going to have silver ones and gold ones. What's the difference between the two? I really couldn't tell you. They're very much just about the same, but if you're playing with less players, you're only going to use one of the colors. If you're playing with more players, you're going to use both of the colors. So you shuffle these up, and then you're going to grab your dice. So everyone will grab their 6 dice. We'll do a mock hand so you can see how the game is going to work, and then we will go ahead and deal out 4 cards. In a game with more players, you're going to deal out 4 cards. With less players, you're only going to deal out 3 cards. So now, on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to roll die and try to accomplish some of these goals. Move a little bit closer so you can see them. So we got a 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll net you 10 points. A 2, 4, which will get you 2 points, but it'll be super easy. 1, 1, 2, 2, which will get you 10 points. And then a 3, 3, 3, which will get you a 5. And I believe the ranges are from 2 and 15 points. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to roll up your dice, see what you got, and then you're going to see what you want to sync with what's on the board. So let's see, did I accomplish anything? 2, 4. I did not accomplish a 2, 4. I only got a 4. So I'm probably not going to go that avenue, because the thing is, if I did lock that in place, someone else could roll a 2, 4, and then they could steal this card out from underneath me, and then this die would essentially be useless. Well, at least for this round. I essentially would have wasted that die. So once you lock one of your die into a card, that does not mean that is your card. Other people will steal those cards. So let's see, I got 4, 5, 5. So I got, I didn't get anything really good here. So I might just go ahead and lock, this 4, 5 into here, and man, yeah, you know what? I'd probably just go over here and I'd go 1, 1. I'd go with the 1, 1, and yeah, that would be my entire turn, would be to lock that in. So now I take my 4 dice back here and I just put them in front of me, and then the next player would go and they'd roll their 6 dice, and let's see what they got. They got 6, 6, 4, 4, 4, 1. They didn't do very well either. So they might go ahead and take this 4 and this 6 and put it over here, and that would pretty much be their turn. So we're not off to a good rolling start. Let's grab 6 more die and see what the third player can do. So they're going to roll up their 6 die, and let's see what they got. They got a 4, 6, 2, 5, 3, 1. They got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they got a lot of options. Oh, that's actually a good example. So what they would probably do, which would maximize their points, is they would come over here and they'd say, I got the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6. And then they would just whoop, swoop in and take this card from yellow. Yellow would bloop, get their dice back because they pretty much just wasted their time there. And then we would instantly replace another thing here. Now they still have the 1-2 here, so they can still do something else, and the obvious choice is right here to go with this 1-2 potentially right there. So they would lock that into place, and then it would come back to me. So now I have one of two options. I can roll my 4 remaining die to see if I can accomplish this goal, or I can pull back all of my dice, which in this scenario they're just 2 right here, and then roll all 6 of my die. But obviously in this scenario I'd probably see if I can get that 2-2. So let's see if I get a 2-2. And I can't, but I do have a 4, 5, 6, which does kind of stink. Now let's pretend that I would have got a 2, 4. Let's just say I would have got a 2, 4, 5, 6. What I could have done in that scenario is I could have just bloop, went over here, because you can be going on as many cards as you want at a particular time. I would get this, which would equal 2 points, put it in front of me, pull back these 2, because I'm not going to get to use them the rest of this turn, replace a new card, which is a 15-pointer, 6 2s, and then I would still have a 5 and a 6, which I might say, you know what, we'll spread ourselves, then we might go over here. But anywho, you're going to continue to go around. People are going to be stealing cards from everyone else. You're going to be rolling tons of dice, seeing if you can match the correct numbers. And the first person to get to 40 points, or whatever amount of points you decide to play to, is going to be the winner of Roll for It Deluxe. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Oh, dokery, Roll for It Deluxe from Calliope Games. One of my final thoughts. Give the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game is not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. It's an incredibly light game, which is not going to scratch everybody's back. It's incredibly simple, too. There's not much strategy in this game at all. I mean, the strategy is, do I go for little points or medium points or big points? Do I try and go for his card because maybe he's winning the game? Do I pull back my dice now so I can roll all 6? And that's about the extent of the strategy. Also, the games are very, very same. You're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, which is going to bug a lot of people. Next, there is really no theme at all in this game. I don't even think they tried to put a theme. Yes, on the back it says, take turns rolling dice and matching cards. They didn't even try for a theme in this game, which I think is perfectly fine. I don't think every game needs a theme, especially when it's this simple, but some people are going to be turned off by the lack of a theme. Next, it comes in a tin, which some people hate tins. I personally love tins, so I don't know what the heck they're talking about. And the last con I have of this game, and this is a minor nitpick, is that if you don't lay the dice completely flat in the container, then the container will just be open just the tiniest little smidge. Like, it's not going to pop open or anything, but you can feel it. You can press it down and be like, man, that should be closed just a teeny tiny bit more. It's really an OCD nitpicky kind of thing on my part, and it might be OCD. I don't know. Post in the comments below if that bugs you, but it bugs me. So you have to lay the dice down flat, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on to the pros of Roll for It Deluxe. Roll for It Deluxe really has a lot going for it. First and foremost, it is incredibly simple to learn and to teach. I can teach this game plastered, which is always a good thing. Next, the components are absolutely top-notch. The tin is top-notch. The cards, very, very nice cards. The felt bag, oh my god, I just want to rub my face inside the felt bag. I wanted like a giant Roll for It felt bag, so I can just rub my body all over the giant Roll for It felt bag. It feels so good. The drawstrings are really, really nice. And I love the fact that you can put everything into there and take it with you instead of taking the tin. I really, really do like that and appreciate that. That's just an added nice little touch, not to mention the rules are incredibly simple. But the thing you're wondering about is the gameplay. That's because that is kind of a con and a pro. Obviously, this is not a game you're going to bust out on a game night. Let me get that straight. This is absolutely not something that you're going to play along with your Hegemonic or your Viticulture or your Dead of Winter or whatever you decide to play that night. There's 3 main situations where I see myself playing this game, and I'm actually going to be keeping this game on my shelf for these 3 situations. The first one is, I feel like it's a gateway to gateway games. This is not a gateway game, but this is a gateway to gateway games. If you can play this with people, and you're not sure they like games, and you bust this out and they have a little bit of fun with it, they might wet their whistle for something a little bit bigger, like a Ticket to Ride or King of Tokyo like that. But you need to bust out this game before you bust out that game. Because I've actually had some people that I busted out Ticket to Ride, which is an incredibly simple game, and I said, yeah, you'll understand this. And they were just lost. Now, they were probably just morons, but still, I mean, this will kind of open that door to see if they are into that kind of game, which is a good thing. Next, for family get-togethers, this game is fantastic, especially if your family is like my side of the family, which does not like to play games. My wife's side of the family loves to play games. My side of the family, not so much. Maybe some Uno or Skip-Bo or Yahtzee or something like that. So when I busted this out, I actually did it at the last family get together. It went over very, very well, and I like that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get requests for this, and maybe next time I can bring something just a smidge bit more complex and kind of level them up a little bit, or maybe not. We'll just play more Roll for It Deluxe. The last group of people who are going to love this game is families. This is a fantastic family game, especially for much younger children. That's one thing I really love about this game. I'm pretty sure you could probably play this game with a 4-year-old as long as you're holding their hand in the process. And that is really what I'm excited about, because this is a real game. You know, I'll play a lot of games with my son. He's 2.5, and they're not real games, but this is a real game. I can play this with my son when he gets a little bit older, and he can count the pips and do that. It's an educational experience. It's a fun family learning experience, and that's what I love most about Roll for It Deluxe. Anything else to say about the game? Not really anything to think about. Not a great game night game, but still a versatile game that has its place in my collection. I think it probably had its place in your collection. And that is Roll for It, the Deluxe Editions from Calliope Games. So if you enjoyed the review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below and in the comments below. Let me know, did you understand what I was talking about? Like, it's not like open, but it's just propped open, just that tiniest little bit, and I'll push it down and be like, hey, this should be able to close just a little bit more. And that bugs the heck out of me. Does it bug you, or am I just being weird? Let me know. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. That was the review for Roll for It Deluxe. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.